John Murray, my namesake, here in Temple Tui Farm Machinery today. Even though we're not related, we have one thing in common. The two of us started the very same day for Temple Tui Farm Machinery. What year was that, John? Black and white?
April 2003.
2003, yeah, that's right. Right, well, sure, we both started in the same job. We both came in as workshop administrators. I didn't stay at it long. You gave a long time at it. But I'm going to go back slightly further before we come to that point. How did you get into the machinery game? What's your background and what brought you to the gates of Temple Tui?
Oh, sure, we're farming at home. Was always into machinery. I suppose my uncle Eugene worked in TFM since 80. He'll kill me for this now. I want to say maybe 85-ish, sometime around then.
Yeah. He'll get a chance to get his own back
his
at
own
some point
back.
during these cab sessions.
Yeah.
He'll get his own chance to come
So
back.
I suppose when I was a chap, there was always TFM vans kicking around our place.
You're John Deere at home, long standing, so.
John Deere at home, long standing. Jimmy sold my father at 2650. I'm going to say maybe the early, should have been maybe 90. Tractor was 1990, so should 93 or 94, I'd say.
Mid 50 series at the time, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
They wrote in 87, 88, wasn't it? The first of them were.
Yeah.
Okay. So you went on when you left school.
I left school.
And college?
No. Went and done ag engineering and IT in Tralee for 3 years.
Okay.
So, didn't go down the mechanical road. Said I didn't really know what I was getting into. I suppose with ag engineering, so I said I'd give that a try. Done 3 years, and the following April, then after I left Tralee, the job came up here. The workshop admin job came up here. So.
Okay. Now, as I said, we both came in. I came into Clonmel to do the admin job. Now, I came from a mechanical background at the time, but I only stayed at it for 2 years and then moved into sales. But you gave a long time in the admin side of things here, and what did that entail as you came up along? Like, what was the admin duty for you?
Yeah, well, I done 10 years as workshop admin here. So primarily the job is looking after all the job cards for the workshop, recording all the labour hours, and then doing all the warranty claims.
Little bit of dealing with the customers.
Settling
bills
accounts and the bills and the bits and pieces that goes with it.
Okay.
Looking up parts for the buys, that kind of stuff. And I suppose during that 10 years, TFM went from 3 depots to 6. In that we took back Enniscorthy. We took over in Kilkenny and Comerfords, and we took on Tuam. So we were getting to the point in that prior to me doing the service or the group service manager job I'm doing now, there was no one doing it prior to that because we didn't really need anyone. We weren't at that scale. But once we got to 6 depots, TFM needed someone to manage the service department for the 6 depots.
So to put that into perspective a little bit, just saw an interesting little clip last night of 2015. We had 54 staff running here on 4 depots. Just happened to see it last night, which was a relatively small type of an operation, I suppose, compared to the 170 odd staff today running across 6 depots. And your job today is pretty much looking after all the service side of things. Would that be?
Yeah.
As well as managing the 6 workshop administrators and the staff around that, there's a little bit more to it than that, of course.
Yeah, so I suppose I'm very lucky in that we have 6 very good service managers in the depots who manage the depots, but I'm trying to manage the whole service operation, which is the service managers, the workshop admin side of it, and the technicians underneath them.
Okay. 2 questions. The biggest change you've seen in your time in that role in the machinery game?
Ooh.
And I'd probably follow that on with a second question then of the biggest challenge you see going forward in the service side of things for the next 5 to 10 years.
The biggest challenge we have in TFM, and probably a lot of businesses can relate to it, is people. Skilled people and getting in young people. And some people say, oh, there's no good young people out there. There is just some great young people.
Some great young lads out
we
there.
have some marvellous people with us, but it's the challenge is attracting them to our business.
Yes.
And attracting them to the brand and to TFM.
No, I can definitely concur with that. When you see, just when you think you're using fate in the younger generation, as old fellas tend to do, you suddenly see a young lad there and you're going, jeez, that lad has some pair of hands, you know what I mean, or he's a great head. Like, they're definitely still out there, aren't they? And we have them as good as anyone. We have them, you know what I mean, there's some great talent there.
Like, there's still lads out there that are prepared and want to jump into a van at 10 o'clock at night and go to a forage harvester and get a buzz out of it.
Yes.
You know, those lads are still there. We have to attract them to our game.
They're still driven by the
machinery bug that the Z's that we have, for want of a better
stress
word.
the word, still have, at 50 years of age, I still have it.
Excuse me. Speak for yourself.
Speak for myself, right, okay. Right, well, yes, that is probably the other. Do you see, on a personal level, where do you see yourself heading in the next, are you content? Are you happy to grow with the business as you've been growing on
I
along?
suppose the one thing is, I'm here 22, 23 years, whatever it is at this stage, the one thing that's consistent is in TFM is changed. I mean, there's always changing. There's always new roles come along. There's new products come along. How we do things is changing. New systems. So it's always changing. And if it stays changing, which I have no doubt it will, for the next 10, 20 years, you don't know what's around the corner.
It's always one of the things I've loved about TFM the most. If you want to move or change or reinvent yourself, there's enough of room within the company and enough of encouragement within the business to do it, isn't there? Like, you're never really ever told, no, that's nuts. No, we look at this, hang on, this that sounds like a good idea, like we'll be embraced and looked at.
Like a lot of the service people or a lot of the sales people would have come from a service background.
Yes.
Including yourself. Like, a lot of them. A lot of them did with lads like the whole precision ag department, like is something that's, when I started, there was no such thing in TFM. Sure, now there's 2 or 3 lads that are full time at it. You know. And
it's safe to say that there's I suppose there's a 4-strong team there now. Dermot is after taking over inside it as well. Like, but they're all ex-mechanics who suddenly found a passion for the technology side of it, and it was encouraged. They went with it, and the company went with them, you know, on it. So I would agree with you there. I would say out of the 15 strong salesmen, a dozen of them are ex-mechanics. Yeah. All our storemen and all our store managers and things here are nearly all ex-mechanics. Not all of them, but a good portion of them. And as you said, even a good section of the admin team along the line are started out on the floor, simple, just fell in love with the spanners in the aisle and just grew.
That's how they come into the business.
Yeah.
That's how they cut their teeth, I suppose.
Yeah.
And it gives them a great grounding, you know what I mean? If you have a sales guy that came from the service department, it gives them a great grounding, a great understanding of the wider business.
Okay. Last question I'll ask you, because it's something, as you mentioned staff there, but we will, when you're looking for apprentices and looking at staff, what's the one thing you like to see in lads?
Attitude and ability to learn.
Seems to be the one thing. I know Martin McNichol passed comment on it the other day. He says you'll get all the training in the world if you come with the right frame of mind, and you seem to be of the same opinion.
Yeah, a very big part of my job is training and organising training for people. That be the putting them through the Thurles apprenticeship, putting them through the John Deere apprenticeship, and we get a lot of apprentices now that, to get it into their apprenticeship, they think they're trained. That's it. Like, in reality, the actual product training is only starting at that stage. You know what I mean? We have guys that we have 30 years and we're still sending them on product courses. I mean, the product is changing at such a rate. Training is a huge part of what we do.
Training for most mechanics is nearly 3 to 4 weeks a year at this stage, isn't it? Even to keep them in some level, either updates on service advisor on the product or different angles of it.
And it's even something that even John Deere is pushing now, that they're giving us a target that every guy should be sitting through so many hours of training every week or every year, to keep them up to speed with the changes. It's
probably the one thing that makes it different from any other trade. It's something you have to keep on top of. I'm not taken from being a plumber or a plasterer or electrician, but it pretty much is once you have the groundings of the basics, you're there. Mechanic is very, very unforgiving from that point of view. Like, even though I trained as a mechanic and worked as a mechanic, like I couldn't go back into mechanic in full scale today simply because the knowledge wouldn't. I'd have to go back and retrain to a certain extent, like, so yeah, it is. But that's also the thing that makes it fierce interesting for a lot of lads.
Yeah, and there's even how guys approach problems has completely changed. Like the support, whether it be from the DTAC system we have or being able to contact. I mean, we have direct contact now with the factory that if we have a problem that we're not able to solve, we can load a DTAC case and we're guaranteed a response within probably beyond with an hour. You're dealing with someone directly in the factory, like, you know what I mean? So it's completely different how we approach a problem.
It's completely different, yeah, I would agree. Okay. John Murray, Temple 2 Farm Machinery, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dave.